From SwissWatchExpo, spotlight on the Omega Seahorse logo. What does this symbol mean? Apart from their most popular designs, watch brands are also easily recognized for their logos. Rolex has the crown, Patek Philippe has the Calatrava, and Omega has, of course, the Greek symbol omega. Aside from its logo, one of the most distinguished trademarks of Omega watches is the seahorse symbol, or the hippocampus. Engraved on the casebacks of Omega watches, and sometimes appearing on the dial, it's a ubiquitous symbol that every watch aficionado is familiar with, whether or not they own an Omega timepiece. What does this iconic symbol mean? Stay tuned for the story behind the Omega Seahorse logo. The seahorse symbol traces its origins in the earliest models of the Omega Seamaster, the first family of watches under the brand. Launched in 1948, the Seamaster was the lone collection of Omega until they launched the Constellation, a line of chronometer watches, in 1952, followed by the Lady Matic in 1955. To distinguish the collections from each other, Omega assigned each one with their own logos. The Constellation received the Observer, an insignia of the Geneva Observatory surrounded by 8 stars. The 8 stars stand for Omega's chronometric achievements at the annual observatory chronometer tests held between 1945 and 1952. Meanwhile, the Lady Matic was represented by a stylized star, representing the brilliance of a woman. The Seamaster, of course, as the first family of watches, also needed a distinguishing sign. Enjoying this video so far? Subscribe to our channel and get updates on new videos. Omega's engraver Jean-Pierre Bourlet was responsible for the observatory logo. He was also tasked with coming up with a symbol for the Seamaster. On a trip to Venice, he noticed the hippocampi on the sides of the gondola, which became his inspiration for the logo. In Greek mythology, the hippocampus is a sea monster whose upper body is that of a horse, and whose lower body is that of a fish. The hippocampi ornaments appear on the gondola as a symbol of protection for the driver and his passengers. In 1958, the hippocampi, or seahorse, became the official symbol of the Seamaster, signifying the line's water-resistant capabilities. With its origins coming from the Seamaster line, why do we now see the seahorse in the Omega Speedmaster and Railmaster? In 1957, Omega launched the Trilogy line composed of the Railmaster, Speedmaster, and Seamaster 300. All 3 watches were under the Seamaster collection at the time, and thus received the seahorse symbol on their casebacks. Aside from initially being Seamaster watches, it was also a means to denote their water resistance, aside from their chronograph function for the Speedmaster and anti-magnetic properties for the Railmaster. Today, the Seahorse logo can be found on select Omega Speedmaster, Seamaster, and Railmaster models with solid casebacks. If it's part of the watch's design, a well-detailed engraving of the seahorse is one of the hallmarks of an original Omega watch. With iconic timepieces bearing the logo, not only is the Omega Seahorse an important symbol for the brand, it's also one of the most significant trademarks in all of watchmaking history. Want to learn more about Omega watches? Click on the upper right screen for our All About Omega playlist. Don't miss out! We launch 2 videos weekly on the best and the latest in watches. To get updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel.